From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Well, with the thunderstorms we've seen throughout the afternoon and, of course, going into the evening hours here today, you want to be able to track those thunderstorms. And you can do that very easily from the free Weather NorCal app. It'll tell you where the rain is, it'll tell you where the lightning is, and all you got to do is go to your app store on your iPhone, search for Weather NorCal, look for this icon right here, tap install, and you've got the app for free. Same thing for your Android device. Just go to the Google Play Store, search for Weather NorCal. Before you know it, not only do you have the radar at the palm of your hands, but this weather forecast you're watching. You can also watch Coffee with Kruger in the morning live at 7 a.m. You can watch the 24-hour streaming channel. You can watch the special programming, get the current conditions, the planner, the 7-day forecast. It's all right there. So check it out for free, Weather NorCal, and it's a free Weather NorCal app. All right, let's take a look at your headlines. Now, I do expect after today to see temperatures to slightly drop, and many of us in the valley will most likely drop below 100 degrees. Now, the thunderstorm chances, they were pretty high for many of the higher elevations today. As expected, we saw those thunderstorms. What we're going to see tomorrow is slimmer chances, and most of the thunderstorms tomorrow will be in Modoc County, if we see any. Now, the temperatures after the next few days will begin to warm back up toward the end of the week, not to mention this weekend. And the coast, not necessarily warming up, but you're going to be looking at more of that patchy, dense fog at times, especially in the overnight and early morning hours. Now, we look at your neighborhood forecast at a glance, and again, you see how temperatures are struggling to reach that triple-digit mark in the valley. So many of us, I think, will only reach the upper 90s, but places like Redding, Red Bluff, probably about 100. Now, you'll notice also in Modoc County, still have that chance for showers and thunderstorms, but everywhere else, most likely looking at dry conditions. Now, that's good. We don't want to see the lightning strikes this time of the year, but we still have that one last chance tomorrow in Modoc County. Now, as far as the smoke is concerned, we haven't seen a ton of activity from most of the fires. As a result, we're not really seeing a lot of smoke out there either. So as we go over the next few days, taking into your Tuesday afternoon, maybe a little bit of haze off towards the central and northeastern portions of the state. And then by Tuesday night, most of it's gone. Now, the thing is, if one of these fires should take off and, we start to see more activity, then yes, we're going to be looking at more smoke. And if a new fire should start, we'll be looking at more smoke, just depending on where it is. But overall, based on the current trend, it looks like overall we're not expecting to see a lot of smoke and haze out there. Now, the winds, not that much of a factor tomorrow morning, no big surprises. But what's the typical trend we're seeing? Yeah, the winds pick up in the afternoon in the valley. Look how strong the winds are getting in Siskiyou County and in the eastern mountains. We're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail and what that means for our fire danger here in just a second. But you'll notice as we go into Wednesday, the wind's probably not as strong going through the afternoon. So the winds will be strongest, looks like tomorrow. Now, the humidity levels, we're still seeing decent recovery overnight, especially in the valley, 40 to 50%. And look at this, even in the 30 to 40% off into western Siskiyou County and Trinity County. Now, it looks fairly dry as we go into the afternoon on Tuesday. So with the combination of the winds and, of course, the very dry conditions and the heat, looks like we're going to see some pretty high fire danger, especially out towards Siskiyou County and off to the north and east as well, not to mention the valley where you've got those very dry conditions. A little bit of recovery as we go into Wednesday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, look at this. Actually, these humidity levels are going to be a little bit higher for Wednesday afternoon for western Siskiyou County and Trinity County. That's obviously good news when we're talking fire danger. So speaking of fire weather risk and danger, what does it look like here? So when we combine the heat, of course, the temperature, the winds, and the humidity, that's where we get this fire weather risk from. So you'll notice in the valley, standard, right? We're in that high to very high range, not to mention central Siskiyou County. We got a lot of yellows and even a few oranges in there off towards Modoc and in the Lassen counties. Now, as we go to Wednesday, look what happens. The winds die down. We're mainly within that moderate range for the mountains and barely into that high range for the valley. So it looks like fire weather risk is going to decrease come Wednesday. But we still have to watch for the potential for thunderstorms, as I mentioned, mainly in Modoc County here as we go into tomorrow. That's also where we have the danger for this color right here is indicating isolated, dry thunderstorms. So we could be looking at that potential here as we go into tomorrow. That will be the biggest concern for new or lightning-sparked fires, that is. So tonight, most of the thunderstorms we've seen through the afternoon and even this evening should be gone by 10 o'clock. Now, you'll notice still some of that monsoon moisture and some of the clouds kind of lingering around, but for the most part, it's dry. But look at this. We're seeing overnight into the early morning hours maybe a stray shower developing for some of the mountains east of the valley, but really nothing all that intense. Meanwhile, you got the very dense fog along the coast, looking at some very low visibilities there. Now, as we go into Tuesday afternoon, here's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's just a little bit of that leftover moisture coming into Modoc County, giving us, of course, that chance for more thunderstorms in the forecast tomorrow afternoon. Look at the fog along the coast. It's having a hard time, if at all, really burning off, and we've got mainly sunny skies here for the valley. Now, as we go into Tuesday night and into Wednesday, chances for thunderstorms are pretty much gone, but still very dense fog once again to start Wednesday. It looks like we may start to see those clouds and the fog erode a little bit here, but many areas still seeing some of that fog here throughout the day on Wednesday. Maybe a little bit of clearing down there into southern portions of Humboldt County. But look at that. Wednesday afternoon, no more thunderstorms in the forecast, at least for now. That may change later on this weekend. But it is heating up again. Even though temperatures are dropping slightly over the next few days, this ridge of high pressure, as it moves away from us, our temperatures are dropping. However, as we go into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, this high pressure is beginning to build in and get stronger. As a result, our temperatures are bumping upwards over the next few days, especially after Wednesday and into Thursday. Then we go into Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Look at this high pressure. It continues to build northward and expand and get stronger. However, that's going to be the case through Sunday, keeping those temperatures well above 100 degrees here. In fact, even approaching 110 degrees, would you believe it, through the weekend. But this area of low pressure right here, this is our saving grace. Watch what happens. As we go into Monday, Tuesday of next week, it will ride over into the Pacific Northwest and just squash that ridge of high pressure. That is going to mean a significant drop in those temperatures here as we do go into early next week. Now, speaking of those temperatures, many of you have been asking how we're doing on the records so far when it comes to how many days that we've seen consecutive 100 plus degree temperatures. Well, looking at the record for Redding, since records have been taken since 1893, it's 26 straight days of 100 plus degree temperatures in July 17th through August 11th, 1978. It's actually a while ago. So far this year, starting June 28th, we've been 100 degrees or higher for 18 days. Of course, that includes today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is questionable. Check this out. For Redding, as we go into tomorrow and Wednesday, we're barely going to reach that triple digit mark, if at all. All right, so we're talking 99 to about 100 degrees. If we only get up to 99, that breaks that stretch. We're no longer going to even approach that 26 straight days. However, if we can make that 100 degree mark or higher tomorrow and Wednesday, then you can bet we are going to break that record. So if today is day number 18, you add 10 more days to that, right? That would be 28 days. That would break the record set in 1978. But again, these 2 days will determine whether or not that happens. We'll wait and see. All right, let's take a look at our wave heights. And here's what we're looking at here. Not much change here as we go into your Tuesday. Let's take you into Wednesday. You have to look closely. It kind of goes a little bit back and forth, but no big changes there either. So the marine forecast, not much change, right? South winds at 5 to 10 knots. We've got that patchy dense fog out there, so that's something you need to be aware of if you do need to be out on that small boat fishing. So temperatures are going to be right around 70 tonight in the valley, cooling off just a little bit more. Temperatures in the 50s, even some low 60s for the higher elevations, and low 50s out along the coast here for tonight. We take a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Looks like we should drop below 100 degrees there. Temperatures continue to drop into Wednesday, back up to 100 degrees or higher by Friday through the weekend and into early next week. We take a look at your North Coast neighborhood forecast. Temperatures should be in the mid 60s, give or take, for the coast. No rain, but dense fog at times, especially in the early morning and late night hours. Otherwise, you're looking at 89 for Alder Point, 83 degrees out in Garberville. We take you up north, 93 for Orleans, 65 in Smith River, 80 for Gas Key, and there's Trinidad with a high of about 67 degrees. And again, you'll notice the inland areas also seeing the drop in the temperatures going back up, especially by the weekend and early next week. For Siskiyou County, we've got those temperatures dropping as well. For Tuesday and Wednesday, right around 90 degrees for places like Mount Shasta, but then we're back up toward the end of the week, and this weekend getting close to, if not right, 100 degrees here again for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. But tomorrow, Happy Camp about 103, Fort Jones about 95, and Weed about 92 degrees here for your Tuesday. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast temperatures in the low 90s for tomorrow. Still have that chance for showers and thunderstorms here on Tuesday. Otherwise, you're looking at mid-90s. Temperatures dropping even more on Wednesday before they go back up, even around 100 degrees here by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And for the eastern mountains, of course, it looks like the chances for thunderstorms are mainly just in Modoc County. Should be dry for Susanville all the way through at least Saturday. But now I'm beginning to see signs that on Sunday, we could see some more of that monsoon moisture return, meaning the potential for maybe a few more thunderstorms again for Sunday. Now, I haven't included that in Modoc County, but that may change it. Again, we're talking Sunday here. A lot can happen between now and then. We've got to get that flow coming in around the area of high pressure to bring in that monsoon moisture. And as it stands right now, that may happen, but it's not guaranteed at this point. There's your Valley Neighborhood Forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Your temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 90s. So again, Chica most likely below 100 degrees here, but we're back up to 100 degrees or higher by Thursday, and not to mention through the weekend. Now again, just barely reaching that triple digit mark, I think, for many of us in the valley. Places like Redding 100, 99 for Red Bluff, 100 for the city of Shasta Lake, Whiskeytown about 95, and 101 out in Palisadro. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Redding. Yeah, we may break that stretch of 100 plus degree temperatures, but then we'll go on another stretch. Much warmer too. We're getting close to 110 degrees by the end of the weekend and early next week.
At Cottonwood Small Animal Clinic and Cottonwood Veterinary Clinic, we're here to provide the best possible care for your patients. We understand that your pet is your family member, and when your family member is sick, they need urgent help.
All our staff is so passionate about the care that goes into all your little creatures. Making relationships with pet parents here in Cottonwood is the greatest feeling in the world. Come find us off the Gas Point exit here in the heart of Cottonwood.